When life hands you lemons, make lemonades. Or better yet, lemon bars. I feel like lemonade's been overdone, so we're gonna make lemon bars. And first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and juice my lemon. Now these lemons actually come from my lemon tree, and that's what leads us into making lemon bars. My neighbor asks for lemons all the time, and since I have a lot of them, I give them to her and she makes these wonderful lemon bars. And it gave me an idea that we should do a demo of making lemon bars. So I asked her for the recipe and she gave it to me, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make some lemon bars. While I'm juicing these lemons, sometimes pulp gets stuck in the strainer, so I'm just gonna use this knife and clean out this pulp away. If I get some pulp in my juice, it's okay. And you don't have to use fresh squeezed lemon. You can use store-bought lemon juice. It's all okay, just as long as you get your half cup of lemon juice. The cool thing about lemons is they're actually one of the sweeter citrus fruits. Let's see how much I have here. I don't quite have enough, it looks like, so I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the pulp out of this strainer and grab another little lemon right here to cut up and juice this one. But yeah, so lemons are an actual more sweeter on the citrus side of the sweetness specter. I'm just gonna juice up my lemon here, and let's see how much lemon juice I have. It looks like I got it perfect, half a cup. So let's go ahead and just set this lemon juice over here. I'm not gonna measure out our butter. Now I need a cup of butter, and butter weighs the same as it measures, and that goes for dairy and water as well. So I can do 8 ounces of butter and I'd have a cup of butter. So I'm gonna go ahead and just measure this out to get my 8 ounces. And it's starting to look like I don't think I'm gonna have enough butter to get my 8 ounces. Let's see what I get out of this. Nope, I'm gonna need to get another tub here. So just give me a minute while I go get another tub. We'll be right back. All right, now this one was in the fridge, so it's not soft, but that's okay because I only needed 2 more ounces of butter. I got 6 of my softened one, so it should be okay. And if I shave this off into little thin pieces, it will be able to cream in quite easily with the sugar here in a minute. So I'm just gonna get my 8 ounces of butter, and once I get that, let's go ahead and put the lid on this stuff and put it away. Let's go ahead and grab the sugar. I need a half cup of sugar for the crust. And now sugar is a dense product, so it's not going to change the aeration by either spooning it or not spooning it. So I can take my measuring spoon and just scoop right into the sugar. Go ahead and use my flat edge to level that off, and I will get every inch covered, and there's my half cup of sugar. Now I'm going to cream this together. I'm going to be using a hand mixer with beaters. The beaters are already inserted, and I'm just going to go ahead and cream the sugar and butter together. Now this is a process that is done a lot in baking when working with light fluffy items such as cookies or this crust for the lemon bars. It just helps to incorporate air into the butter, and the sugar gets to start dissolving into the butter. And once that's creamed together, we're going to go ahead and set this down. I need to get 2 cups of flour. Now remember, with flour, we are gonna spoon it into our measuring cup. That gives me a consistent measurement each time that I weigh out my flour. It's kind of like sifting. It doesn't replace sifting, but it just gives you a more consistent measurement if you spoon your flour into your cup. And then just take your flat edge and level that off. Make sure you get every corner of the cup filled. And then let's go for our second cup of flour. Again, it's just a great practice to use your spoon on light, airy things like flours, powdered sugar, things that can change its density, and make sure you get a consistent measure. And then we're gonna go ahead and just mix this in. I'm gonna start without the mixer on to reduce how much flour is thrown around everywhere. If you want, you can use a KitchenAid standalone mixer. That won't throw it around. Use the paddle attachment. I was just going to use this mixers here, and let's scrape down the side to get the flour down. I don't want to lift up the beaters onto the edge because it's just going to throw stuff everywhere. So using my rubber spatula. I'm going to clean the edges, and then we'll go ahead and mix this. Now, it's going to start to be really crumbly. It's not going to come together very well with the beater, so I'm going to knead it a little bit, but I'm going to go ahead and knead it into my 9x13 pan that we're going to be using. And then I'm going to form it to the pan. So let's just go ahead and get it to the consistency. As you can see, it's starting to chunk and throw out of the bowl, so I'm not going to use the mixer anymore. Let's just set that aside. And we'll go ahead and I'm just going to knead it in the bowl, in the pan I'm going to use to bake it. I don't need oil or grease in this pan because there's so much butter into this mixture. It's actually mostly butter. I did 1 cup of butter, and then I did half a cup of sugar and 2 cups of flour. So I'm just going to kind of knead it together in this, make sure it doesn't stick to my hands, get it off, and just go ahead and knead it. And obviously scrape your bowl. You want all your stuff out of the bowl and in your pan because you don't want to waste any of that. You want all of the dough to be in the dough, right? You don't want to throw that away. It's a good stuff. So we'll just scrape that in there, and then we're going to go ahead and pack this into our pan. Give it a little bit more kneading here, make sure it's starting to come together, and there we go. All right, then just form it to the bottom, just press it in there, cover it, try to get it as level as possible, and then still not wanting to come off my fingers. It keeps sticking to my fingers and pulling up from the pan, so try to clean that off, get that pushed down in there, get it into this pan. Get every, like I said, edge to edge. Don't have high spot, low spots. You want to kind of even across, and it keeps sticking to my finger. Man, it's being frustrating. How to work with your dough, got to be patient. Baking is a huge patient thing. So is cooking. Cooking and baking, you both have to be patient. You have to work with your product. You have to make sure you take the time to get what you want. Once you have it edge to edge and you're good to go into the oven, our oven just beeped and it's ready to go into the oven. It's going to go in for 20 minutes. 16 minutes later, what? You said 20. You're right. I brought you back a little bit early because I want to go ahead and get the filling made before the crust comes out. And I'm going to just kind of clean up my bowl here just to get a little bit of the crust out. Now I'm going to use this bowl to make the filling. And it's totally okay to do that because this crust is already in the pan. It's not going to hurt anything. And I'm starting with the eggs, and since I'm starting with the eggs, I can just crack it right into the bowl that I'm going to be mixing in because there's no worried about eggs falling into the other area. If you crack your eggs on a flat surface, you'll get a nice clean crack, and it should come right apart, no problem. Again, just use a flat surface to crack your egg and you'll get a nice clean crack. I'm going to wash my hands here real quick. I'll be right back. Now I'm going to go ahead and add our sugar. Again, it's a dense product, so we can go ahead and just scoop it. I need 1.5 cups. Make sure I fill in all the grooves, corner to corner, all around my measuring cup. 1.5 cup of sugar. Get that in there, and we're going to cream this again. So using the egg beaters, I'm going to go ahead and cream the eggs and the sugar together. Sugar is often referred to as a wet ingredient because it dissolves so quickly in a liquid. And I'm just going to cream the eggs and sugar together. Again, making the eggs light and airy, adding that sweetness in there. Then I'm going to go ahead and just add, I get my 1/4 cup of flour, again using my spoon. I'm just going to scoop that up and get a spoon, level it off, 1/4 cup. Then I'm going to go ahead and add the 1/2 cup of lemon juice. I'm going to mix this together, make it, clean up my workstation a little bit. Got to do that, right? Clean as you go. And let's go ahead and just incorporate the lemon juice and the flour until it's well combined. So get that all mixed in there pretty good. And once that's done, looks pretty good. Gonna go ahead and take out the egg beaters and let's go get our stuff out of the oven. Okay, now that it's out of the oven, we'll bring this on over and we're just gonna go ahead and pour our filling right into the crust. Just go right on in there, layer it out, scrape out your bowl, get all your filling into your crust. Again, you want all that flavor in your bowl, not down your drain. Get that all in there, and then this is gonna go back into the oven for another 20 minutes. So it's going to end up cooking for a total of 40 minutes. So we'll see again in 20 minutes. 20 minutes later, here we are. Bring this guy right back out of the oven. And then I have some powdered sugar here. I'm just going to put it into my strainer. Just about a spoonful. It's not going to take a lot of powdered sugar. So I just spoon that right here into my strainer. Then using my hand, I'm just going to tap the side and I'm going to dust my lemon bars with powdered sugar. Doesn't that look amazing, guys? Oh man, I can't wait to eat this. And there we are. There is our lemon bar.